A young couple is facing criminal charges after trying to sell their 2-month-old for a six-pack of beer and $1,000 at an Arkansas campground. Darren Urban, age 21, and Celine Ehlers, age 20, of Rogers, are charged with one count each of endangering the welfare of a minor and attempting to accept consideration for relinquishment of a minor. On Saturday, September 21st, the Benton County Sheriff's Office received a call from a manager's office at the Hideaway Campground and RV Park in Rogers, near Beaver Lake in the Ozarks. The caller stated that the parents of a 2-month-old baby tried to give up their baby in exchange for a six-pack of beer and then the money. Police arrived and the baby was taken to a local hospital. Shortly after, a deputy who arrived on the scene obtained a letter that stated, quote, "I, Darren Urban, and Celine Ehlers are signing our rights over to name of a man of our baby boy, name redacted, for $1,000 on 9/21/2024. The letter, which the couple are alleged to have signed, further stated, quote, "Disclaimer, after signing this, there will be no changing y'all's two minds and to never contact again." Detectives spoke to others, including a woman who stated earlier that night Ehlers came to her camping grounds asking for a beer and left when she and her husband said no, saying he was concerned about the couple's baby. Another man told the woman he was going to give the couple some beer so he could, quote, "have the baby overnight." The couple agreed and gave the baby to the second man along with a diaper bag. The second man brought the baby to the first man, who was in another camper, and stated he gave the couple several cans of beer in exchange for the baby. The woman stated that the baby smelled like ammonia and fecal material and his diaper was full. When she changed his diaper, she saw that he had a heavy rash, blisters, and swelling on his buttocks. She also claimed that she saw dog hair inside the baby's diaper. Soon after Urban and Ehlers came to the campground where the second man had taken the baby, Urban and Ehlers spoke to two men and signed the letter, which the first man told a deputy he drew up. The first man stated he gave no money to the couple but told them he would get them a cashier's check for $1,000 on Monday. A detective then spoke to the second man who, quote, "appeared to be heavily intoxicated." When the detective asked the couple where the baby was, Urban stated he was with the first man, quote, and that the baby was undergoing an adoption. The two parents were detained and taken to the sheriff's office for further questioning. When interviewed by authorities, the couple allegedly gave similar accounts of the events, stating that the first man created the agreement they videotaped to ensure it was legal and that they planned to legalize it on Monday. The first man claimed that he spoke to Ehlers, who told him, quote, it was not working, having 3 dogs and a baby, and would surrender the baby to him for the $1,000. Urban and Ehlers were arrested on Saturday, September 21st. The two, quote, created a substantial risk of death or serious physical injury by abducting their minor child, initially with an obviously intoxicated male and ultimately someone they did not know. Urban was released from jail on Monday, September 23rd on a $50,000 bond, and Ehlers remains held on a $50,000 bond. The Arkansas Department of Human Services is caring for the child at the moment.
But wait, there's more.
A Florida woman has been sentenced to 3 years in prison for scamming her grandmother out of more than $317,000. On Monday, September 23rd, Tanya M. of Pompano Beach, Florida, appeared in court, where she received the sentencing from a Southern Illinois judge after pleading guilty to 12 counts of wire fraud in May. Tanya, age 39, convinced her grandmother, who lived in Cahokia Heights, Illinois, to wire money into her bank account under false pretenses on at least 12 occasions between November 2021 and August of 2022. The amount the victim wired her grandmother totaled $317,049. Tanya was said to have lied about needing money to transfer a truck title into her name, owing money to the IRS, paying attorney's fees and fines for a vehicular accident she was in, and paying the family of an alleged child that she took the life of in a vehicular accident to avoid going to jail. Tanya has been ordered to pay the full amount she stole in restitution, in addition to her prison sentence, as well as being ordered to serve 3 years of supervised release. This was stated by United States Attorney Rachel Aud Crow, who said, "Seniors are warned to avoid giving money to strangers who may be looking to take advantage of them. But it's a different kind of deceit when criminals target their own elderly family members. I appreciate our partnership with the FBI to bring justice for the grandmother, who is simply wanting to help her grandchild she thought was in need." FBI Springfield Office Special Agent in Charge, Christopher Johnson, stated this: "The fraud perpetrated by Tanya relied on the love and devotion of a family member, which is in many ways more heartless than when the perpetrator is a stranger. The FBI upholds an unwavering commitment to deliver justice to victims of elder fraud and to prioritize the pursuit of those who deliberately target vulnerable seniors. The case was brought as part of a Department of Justice Elder Justice Initiative, which aims to combat elder abuse, neglect, and financial fraud and scams that target our nation's older adults." Crow stated that in a previous press release in May, the department's Elder Justice Initiative dedicates federal resources to combat abuse and financial crimes targeted at senior citizens. "I'm thankful for our partnership with the FBI to hold offenders accountable and, in this case, a criminal who stole from and victimized her elderly family member."
This is sad. It's getting sad now.
An Idaho high school teacher was sentenced to at least 2 years in prison and could serve at least 20 after pleading guilty to pursuing a student. Jessica Lawson, age 36, pled guilty to 2 counts of that charge as part of a plea agreement. As part of the agreement, a judge dismissed charges of dispensing alcohol and delivering a controlled substance. Lawson was arrested in St. Anthony, Idaho, in November of 2023 after she was sitting in the passenger seat of a car being driven by a teenager that was pulled over by police. Police alleged that Lawson had instructed the boy to drive because she was too inebriated. The car was pulled over because of a broken tail light. Police reportedly alleged that the boy admitted to having marijuana. East Idaho News reported that the boy's parents told police that Lawson had picked up their son the night before and that he admitted to have been given alcohol and marijuana before they had relations. Lawson is a former teacher at South Fremont High School. She will serve a minimum of 2 years in prison. Also, it was reported that she was given 20 years no contact order with the victim.
Am I a predator?
A 27-year-old Nebraska man who allegedly posed as a 17-year-old high school student for nearly 2 months back in 2023 will spend several decades in prison. A Lancaster County judge sentenced Zachary Schleich to between 85 and 120 years in prison in court last week after Lancaster County attorneys argued that he had posed as a teenager in high school in order to gain access and to exploit the high schoolers. Schleich previously pled no contest in July to several felony charges, including first-degree SA, attempted first-degree SA, generation of CP, age 19 or over, and enticement with electronic communications. Lancaster County District Judge Darla Edus reportedly called Schleich a significant risk to the community and also stated the court concludes that the risk is substantial, that absent a lengthy period of incarceration, you will prey upon others. Schleich won't be eligible for parole for more than 40 years. Lancaster County Deputy County Attorney Amber Schlote stated that the 27-year-old is a pred of the worst kind. He targeted, groomed, and lured those teens on social media under the guise of being their peer, their friend, and in some cases, their boyfriend. Schleich was arrested in July of 2023 following an investigation by the Lincoln Police Department, which found that the 26-year-old had enrolled at Northwest High School and Southeast High School during the 2022 and 2023 school year under the name Zach Hess. Investigators eventually learned that he had attended 54 days of school despite having already graduated from Lincoln Public Schools back in 2015. During this time, police stated he had contacted female students on electronic devices using his fake name and had sent out an alert to identify potential victims in the case. In court, prosecutors claimed that Schleich created false documentation to pass himself off as a 17-year-old student in order to gain access to the teens. Another woman, 23-year-old Angela Navarro, was also arrested in connection in the case, and police claimed that she had aided Schleich by posing as his mother, Delaney Hess, and worked with Lincoln Public School staff to get him enrolled. She pled not guilty to a charge of criminal impersonation of $5,000 plus and was released on bond.
Hey guys, look, I just wanted to tap in really quick. I just got this feeling, man, that this summer is, it's about to be a white boy summer.
A now former California high school guidance counselor was arrested on suspicion of SA with a teen. Julie Tashan, a 37-year-old guidance counselor at YULA High School, a modern Orthodox Jewish school in Los Angeles. Police alleged that she repeatedly went after the teen between the times of February and March. Authorities have stated that now she is no longer working at that school. Quote, educators and school staff have a fundamental duty to create a safe environment for all students, and when that trust is broken, it affects the entire community. Our office is dedicated to seeking justice for the victim and holding this individual fully accountable. To every victim and family affected by such crimes, please know that we stand with you and we will continue to fight for your safety and justice. Tashan was arraigned on 3 felony counts of unlawful intercourse with the teen, 3 years younger, and 1 felony count of oral copulation of a person under 18. Prosecutors have stated that she was arraigned on September 19th and has pled not guilty to all charges. They added that she was released by court on her own recognizance and is expected back in court for a preliminary hearing on November 1st. Meanwhile, investigators believe that there are more potential victims and are asking anyone to come forward. Quote, the suspect used her position of responsibility to gain access to these victims. Their trust then began inappropriate contact with them.
You know they got your mans. They got your mans on assault charges. Yeah, the nigga you be hanging with. Nigga you be hanging with.
So let's just try to recap here. We got a guidance counselor. We have a teacher. We have a 27-year-old man. And then we have a couple that try to sell their baby. All of these people need to get thrown into the prison for life. For life. Look here. These are all true American tales. This is stuff that normally happens and takes place in the United States every single day. And as I've stated countless times throughout the years, these are the stories that don't really get highlighted by way of mainstream media. These are the types of stories that they are not going to run 24, 48, 72 hours. They're not going to run this for a week or a month straight. They're not going to try to remix and cut this and put it together with something else and mix and match. They're not going to try to do any of that. They'll put a little blurb directly out there, so if people got their radar on, they'll pick it up, and that's it. And these are some of the many problems that America has to face, but they refuse to actually do it. The main majority, that is the face of this country, with their great-grandpappies and their meemaws and their granddaddies and all of this type of stuff, they don't want to be fixated. They don't want to watch or hear about any of these things. They don't want to fix it because they always want to say that Black Americans are the problem, are the issue, are the reason that this country is free-falling or in a downfall or a collapse, why the reason that the government is the way that it is. Always the Black American. Somehow, some way, they will see it that black people are to blame for everything that is wrong with this country. But yet they will make sure that they are at the top of the tippy top when it deals with taking in all of the prestige, all of the glory, all of the joy and the happiness when it comes into the credit of how this country is doing so well, or these good things are taking place here. It's amazing how that works. And as I've continuously stated time and time and time again, true Americans do not care about the kids, because if they did, they would make sure that people like this would not be able to do the things that I just read off to you. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.